months ago, the Taliban took control in Afghanistan after US troops pulled out and ended a decades-long war. Since the takeover, women's rights have drastically deteriorated. Women have been prevented from travelling certain distances without a male relative, and most are still not allowed to attend school. However, some private universities in recent weeks have started reopening for some women. But even those classes are segregated by gender, and many jobs would not be available to women once they graduate. My next guest is Ariana Saeed, an Afghan singer and songwriter. She is one of the country's most famous artists and a strong advocate for Afghan women's rights. She is urging the EU to not abandon them and to reject the Taliban as a government. She joins me now live from Istanbul, where she fled last August when the Taliban regained power. Ariana, it's great to have you with us. It is hard to believe it's been 6 months since Kabul fell and the world witnessed those harrowing scenes of Afghans trying to flee the Taliban. You were, of course, one of them. What are your reflections of how life has changed in Afghanistan since then, for women especially?
It absolutely feels like a nightmare. Women have no life anymore in that country, to be honest with you. And they don't have any access to even their basic rights. They're not allowed to work. Girls are not allowed to go to school anymore after sixth grade. Women are not allowed to go to offices or work, or they have no life and they have nothing to live for. And it's so heartbreaking, and it's so sad that day by day it's getting worse and worse and worse. And most of them women, by the way, women are not even allowed to go outside without a male's presence, which is really crazy, because so many women, they don't even have, for example, they don't have husbands. And if they need to go outside or do shopping or buy food for the children, how are they going to even go out? So the situation is quite bad, and it's really heartbreaking and sad.
Yeah, it's absolutely appalling. And you are in a unique position of being able to use your platform. I know a few weeks ago at the Afghan Women's Days conference in Brussels, you entered the European Parliament accompanied by the recorded sound of a woman crying. Why did you decide to do that?
Well, I decided to perform this song because this song was written for the rights of Afghan women, for the women, and how the situation is in Afghanistan. And right now, this was the perfect platform for me to once again perform this song, to raise awareness about the situation of women in Afghanistan and how they don't have a voice of their own, and they don't have an identity, and they don't have their basic rights. And this song was, has some extremely powerful wordings as well. And I wanted to raise awareness about the women's situation and ask the world, the international community, not to recognize Taliban as a government until and unless they give Afghan women their full basic rights or human rights.
Yeah, and it's bittersweet, isn't it? Because you can use your voice to sing outside of Afghanistan, but so many cannot use their voices inside the country. Does the music industry as you knew it even exist anymore?
No, not at all. We do not have a music industry anymore because music is completely banned in Afghanistan. I am only able to raise my voice, as you said, because I'm out of the country. Inside the country, all the singers and musicians that I know, they're actually hiding inside their houses. The musicians that I know, they have actually even broken their instruments because they are so scared of being caught with their instruments by Taliban and being beaten up or being imprisoned or whatever. And so many singers that I know right now, they don't have food to eat because they used to earn the bread or their livelihood from their skill and from their art. And right now, since they're not allowed to sing anymore, and there's no parties and there's no concerts, they don't even have food for their children.
Ariana, you have some, I was seeing earlier, 1.5 million followers on Instagram. You are, of course, world famous, used to traveling globally. But for the vast number of Afghan refugees, it has not been that easy leaving their country, resettling somewhere new, and they have not always been that welcome. How important is it for people to open their minds and their hearts to Afghan refugees at this time?
It's extremely important. That the one thing they need to understand is all the Afghan people, they love their country, and if they had a choice, they would actually live in Afghanistan and not abroad. But because they have been at war for so long, and right now living in Afghanistan is absolutely impossible for a human being. For doesn't matter who it is, even for men, especially for women. It's not a country, it's a hell. Like, you are imprisoned. You're a prisoner of the government. I don't recognize them as a government, of course, but Taliban. So if they had a choice, believe me, they would stay in Afghanistan and they would not travel to other countries. But now that they have been, forced to leave the country, I hope that the internationally, people would try to understand them and understand that they don't have a choice but to get out of Afghanistan right now.